My name is Benji. I was born in a little town outside of Oakland, California. And, right from the beginning, there was something off about me. I was never comfortable. I was never comfortable in my own skin. I wanted to be anyone else but myself. And I didn't get it. I was shy, I was really reclusive, but at times I was the entertainer. I was wild, I was crazy, I was just had all this energy I didn't know what to do with. And then I was shy, nervous, and I would be crying in my room for, I would say hours to days on end. Then one day, someone, offered me a drink of alcohol. And I took that drink and I was normal. I was normal. I felt great. I was social. I talked to everybody. I was just always the life of the party. I wanted to do stuff. I wanted to hang out. I just felt what quote unquote people called normal. And then from there, it went on to alcohol, to pot, to coke. Just give me anything. Give me anything. I love this. I feel great. I love life. I love drugs. And, I just was on top of the world for the first time in my life. And I did not want it to stop. And it didn't stop. I just kept on going because when the times I stopped using, it was miserable. One day, just the chaos in my head, just the chaos, the utter, just the voices, just the pressure, just the utter disgust with myself. I just wanted to end it. And I was tired of it. And, in June 16th of this year, I finally decided I was done with this world. I was done with myself. And I went to the beach with a glass shard I found, and I cut my wrist. And I wanted to make sure I finished the job, so I double tapped myself. I did it a second time just to make sure, I was done. I started to fade away, and I could feel myself slipping. And then, I started to lose my vision, and then black. I was gone. I was gone. And then I wake up. I wake up in the hospital, ER room, and guys, I thought I was in hell because I was sure I was dead. I made sure I was dead. And just the lights were blaring and just people in masks. And, I was just going, okay, this is hell. I did this, here we go. It wasn't until 24 hours later, some friends and family found me. And that's when I knew I actually survived. And obviously that made it 100 times worse because then you started to get the guilt and shame. They sent me to psych ward immediately, county psych ward, which was pretty horrific. And normally when you go to a psych ward, it's about 3 days. And I was in there for 2 weeks just because they were convinced, I was gonna, finish the job when I left. 2 weeks later, I really felt like, okay, maybe, I'll put on some kind of act and then they'll let me go and then I'll finish the job. So they were gonna release me to a crisis home, and my case manager at the psych ward just, for the grace of God, for some reason, I don't know how they got it. They said, well, do you want to go to Sovereign and San Clemente? And I said, Sovereign? What is that? She said, oh, it's a mental health facility and a rehab. I was broken when I showed up. I was homeless at the time, and I was broken. And I didn't even have my own clothes on my back. They had to give me clothes like from the lost and found at the psych ward because all of the clothes I had on me were, drenched in blood. That day, that first day, was the first day of the rest of my life. I came in, with someone else's clothes, with not a care in the world. I just had no clue as to what was going on. But, these guys kept on talking to me, and they said, listen, just let the process happen. Just focus on the here and now, focus on yourself. And, it's gonna get better. Everyone had open hands, to me, just the house managers there, the patient advocates, everyone was just guiding me through. And I started to go through the steps. I started to listen in groups. I started to take it all in. And within a couple weeks, I felt like, I felt a little bit of hope, And what it was is just, I lost my sense of self. I started to, find out who I was and find out what was causing all this, all this pain. I always felt so alone of all what I felt, all the problems I went through, how I was feeling. And I started to feel like in the rooms that I had people to talk to that were feeling the exact same way I was feeling. And for the first time in my life, I didn't feel alone. I started going to my groups. I started paying attention. I started to learn about myself. I started to learn about these toolbox. I've never heard of a toolbox, but I started to learn about these coping skills. And I had my family therapy session with my therapist. And it was the first time in my life I was honest, with my parents, talking to them because, my whole life had been a lie. My whole life was a lie until, I came here. Because, Sovereign started to unlock all the doors in my mind, which I locked out for a long time. And I started to learn, that the mental illness I've been trying to lock away and hide away, that it was a part of me. And by me drinking and self-medicating, all I was trying to do was to hide from who I really was. And I go to AA meetings, I do all the meetings, and everyone always said, you would hear people say, I've never been so happy, sober, I feel so much joy. And I could tell you today, I am happy. And I'm happy because I'm myself today. I'm not on drugs, I'm not on alcohol, I actually am present. And to be able to turn it around, I'm just so thankful that, I had this opportunity to be here because not a lot of people had this opportunity to come to a treatment center. And just by the grace of God, I ended up on the doorsteps here, and it's saved my life. I'm an outpatient now, which is great. Outpatient program. We're there. We still go to groups. I currently am a house manager right now at another rehab, and I actually go to juvenile halls and I speak to the kids at juvenile hall. And currently I'm developing a yoga breakdancing program I'm going to be taking into foster homes. And this is my life now. This is my life. I've come through Sovereign now. I've lived my 42 years, and now I want to give back because what this place did for me in 5 months, I can't, I'm just so thankful because everything I tried, everything I did, it didn't work. It didn't work. I was playing God. And where did it lead me? It led me straight to the ER and psych ward. And I never want to go there again. And I don't think I'll ever go there again just because of where I'm at today. And I want to introduce myself again as Benji. I'm living with bipolar and drug addiction. And I'm not ashamed of it because my mental illness, it's a part of me. And I like who I am.